Hey Islam people, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well and in good health. Okay, right now we're taking a look at this Guardian article about the UK economy. So the UK economy has posted a surprise 0.3% growth in the 3 months to June. So let's take a look at here. So GDP figures are showing slower than previous quarters, but beats expectation thanks to the 0.4% expansion in June. So let's take a look exactly what's going on here. So the UK economy grew at a faster rate than expected in the second quarter of the year, official figures show, right? Despite a slowdown from a strong start to the year amid pressure from tax increases and Donald Trump's global trade war. Now, obviously, Donald Trump's global tariffs are causing havoc for many countries around the world. So it says here then figures from the ONS showed growth in gross domestic product slowed to 0.3% in the 3 months to the end of June, down from a rate of 0.7% in the first quarter. Although it beats forecasts for a slowdown to 0.1% growth made by City economists and the Bank of England, the latest snapshot underscores the challenge for the Chancellor, Labour Party UK Chancellor Rachel Reeves, as she considers options for boosting the economy, raising revenues, autumn budget, obviously potential tax rises as well. Then it goes on to say Liz McKeown, an ONS director of economic statistics, said growth slowed in the second quarter after a strong start to the year. The economy was weak across April and May, with some activity having been brought forward to February and March ahead of stamp duty and tariff changes, but then recovered strongly at the start of summer in June. The latest snapshot showed the economy grow 0.4% in June, a faster rate than expected after 2 consecutive months of shrinking output. The ONS also revised its initial estimate for April's GDP contraction from -0.3% to -0.1%. Reeves said that the quarterly figures were positive as they showed Britain had recorded a strong start to the year and continued growth in the second quarter, but there is more to deliver an economy that works for working people. She said, I know that the British economy has the key ingredients for success, but has felt stuck for far too long. According to the latest snapshot, growth in the second quarter was led by the country's dominant services sector expanding by 0.4%, with computer programming, health, and vehicle leasing driving activity. Construction output rose by 1.2%, supported by large infrastructure projects. Manufacturing grew by 0.3% after growth of 1.1% in the first quarter, when companies had rushed to beat the introduction of Trump's tariffs. The Chancellor is preparing for a difficult autumn budget and mounting speculation over tax rises as a weaker growth outlook. Higher debt interest payments and a series of U-turns on welfare cuts contribute to a yawning deficit. Obviously, that deficit is £40 billion at the moment. Reeves has pledged to plug it and to use that set-piece fiscal event to prioritise fixing Britain's dismal productivity record using an exclusive article in The Guardian to downplay speculation over tax rises. However, the economy faces headwinds, Trump's trade wars, tariffs, and all that kind of stuff, sluggish domestic economy. UK has recorded the fastest growth rate in the G7 the first quarter, but despite being forecast for the 3 months to June, growth has still started to slow. Business leaders said the economy had been dented by the Chancellor's 25 billion increase in employee national insurance contributions, and said that tax rises would cause more further basic damage. Without thriving firms, the economy will continue to struggle, said Stuart Morrison, the research manager at the British Chambers of Commerce. Tax burdens at home alongside uncertain global trading conditions create a very challenging environment for the UK's SMEs. So the latest figures showed businesses' investment fell by 4% in the second quarter, although it was at 0.1% higher than a year earlier. Mel Stride, Shadow Chancellor, said any economic growth is welcome, but with business leaders saying all indicators are flashing red, key economists warning that Rachel Reeves has created a £50 billion black hole in the public finances. So, Rachel Reeves' economic vandalism is clear. The stronger than expected second quarter could complicate the Bank of England's path to cutting interest rates. The pound rose slightly against the US dollar also. Threadneedle Street had forecast a slowdown to 0.1% in the second quarter. Last week, it warned that continued growth and rising inflationary pressures driven by soaring price of food items could force to delay further cuts. So, Nicholas High, investment manager at Wealth Club, said the figures raised some interesting questions for the bank after its key base rate. It cut its key base rate from 4.25% to 4% last week. That leaves the economy sputtering into life, then risk turbocharging price rises with further interest cuts, he said. Okay, so there you have it. You can see the UK economy has grown very slightly by 0.3% in the 3 months to June, but there are still a lot of problems on the horizon. Do let us know in the comment section below what you think about that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.